So I have one thing to say about this whole Eve thing. She had no chance in hell to fight the temptation, and neither did I. That's not a theological statement. That's a human one. Because I think there's a part of Eve in every single one of us. The part that can't stop thinking about the thing, the person, the dream, the possibility that haunts us at 3 a.m. The part that wants to taste more of life, even if it might come with consequences. Today, I'm not here to judge that part of us. I'm here to honor her, because she's the part of us that refuses to live small. For generations, we've heard the story of Eve as humanity's downfall. Eve, the woman who reached for forbidden fruit and brought chaos into paradise. But if we strip away the centuries of shame and punishment layered onto that story, what do we really see? We see a woman who was curious, a woman who wanted to know more, a woman who was told, "Don't touch this one tree," and thought, "But why not?" A woman who was offered a chance to taste knowledge and who said yes, and the world changed forever. We've been told that was a disaster, but what if it was also her awakening? Because that moment is not just about disobedience, it's about transformation. It's about crossing a line and realizing I can never go back, and maybe that's okay. Let me tell you about my own forbidden fruit. I was married. I was trying to do everything right. And then I met AK. He wasn't just attractive. He was electric. Being around him felt like standing in a field during a lightning storm. Dangerous, beautiful, and impossible to ignore. I'd pray. I'd tell myself, stop thinking about him. But the thoughts were relentless. He showed up everywhere. Songs on the radio, chance conversations, even in dreams so vivid I'd wake up breathless. And I remember thinking, Eve had no chance in hell to fight the temptation, and neither do I. Because when something stirs in your soul that deeply, it's not just temptation. It's destiny trying to get your attention. I fought it, but eventually I reached for my own forbidden fruit. And my world exploded. My marriage ended. Everything fell apart. And yet, I also discovered parts of myself I'd buried for years. I discovered truths I'd been afraid to admit. And I realized that sometimes the fruit that changes your life isn't poison. It's the spark that wakes you up. Now, I'm not here to glorify chaos for chaos's sake. I'm not saying go blow up your life because something looks shiny and new. But I am saying this. Desire itself is not evil. Curiosity is not evil. Wanting more is not evil. We've been taught to be afraid of wanting too much, to stay small, to keep the peace, to avoid asking questions that might lead us outside the garden walls. But the truth is, sometimes the garden is a prison. And sometimes the serpent is simply the voice inside us saying, there's more to life than this. Think about your own life. How many times have you stayed silent because you were afraid to want more? How many dreams have you tucked away because someone told you they were impractical, irresponsible, or selfish? How many truths have you swallowed because speaking them would shake things up? The Eve inside of you is the part that says, but what if there's another way? I'm not saying that every temptation is meant to be acted on. Some things really are destructive. But so many of our desires are not wrong. They're simply misunderstood. Desire points us to the life we're meant to live, even when it's messy, even when it costs us the comfort of staying in the garden. Because outside the garden is where we grow. So here's what I want you to know. Your inner Eve is not your downfall. She's your guide. She's the spark that keeps asking, is there more? She's the voice that whispers, this can't be all there is. She's the part of you who refuses to accept a life half-lived. And she deserves your respect, not your shame. Because here's the thing. Eve didn't destroy humanity. She sparked its evolution. She didn't fall, she awoke. She reached for something more, and though it came at a cost, it also birthed new worlds. And the same is true for you. The forbidden fruit moments in our lives can be terrifying, but they also hold the seeds of who we're meant to become. So, my invitation to you is this: stop punishing yourself for wanting more. Listen to your inner Eve. Let her guide you, not into recklessness, but into truth. So, how do you know if your forbidden fruit is poison or your path to awakening? Here are 3 questions I use for myself. Number 1, is the desire rooted in truth or in trying to escape pain? Sometimes we chase forbidden fruit because we're running from something, but other times it's because we're running toward who we're meant to be. Number 2, does this path expand me or diminish me? Even if it's hard, your true path will ultimately make you more alive, more yourself. And number 3, if I follow this desire, who will I become? That's the real question. Not just what will I lose, but who am I meant to become? Desire is a compass. It's pointing you somewhere for a reason. My love, if you remember nothing else from today, remember this: wanting more doesn't make you sinful, it makes you alive. And your inner Eve, she's not your downfall. She's your invitation to awaken. May you honor her, may you listen to her, and may you taste the fruit that is yours to taste. So I have 5 questions for discussion. And these I want you to really think about. And since this is probably a video and not live, just journal your answers, but really think about these questions. When have you felt like Eve, pulled toward something forbidden or overwhelming? How did you judge yourself for those desires? What wisdom did you gain from following or resisting that pull? Is there a fruit you're still afraid to taste? And what might change if you stopped silencing your inner Eve? Thank you for your presence and your honesty today. Wherever you are on your journey, remember, you're not wrong for wanting more. You're simply ready to awaken.